Hey y'all, hey, it's Galanda B, your emotional awareness coach, and I'm back. And today I'm going to be talking about why one day in Cape Coast, Ghana is not enough. And if you're new here, I'm Galanda B, an emotional awareness coach, who I teach people how to have more joy and calm in their lives through mindfulness and emotional awareness. Okay, let's get to it. And I have my handy dandy notes here, because I don't want to forget anything, okay? So, oh Lord, see these phones be making a lot of noise. Anyway, so someone I know from Baltimore, Maryland, which is where I lived prior to me moving to Ghana, is here visiting the continent along with his super intelligent wife. And they came to Cape Coast during a tour that they were on to help fill some time prior to their reason for being on the continent. Well, one of the things I've noticed since living here, and I live in Cape Coast, okay, the first capital of Ghana, and I've noticed that people often come here for tours, but just for one day. Okay, I'm going to say that again. People come here for tours, but they just come for one day. And I have a problem with that because I feel like Cape Coast has more than one day's worth of things to offer, but for a variety of reasons. So let's talk about why one day in Cape Coast is not enough. Okay? The first thing is this itinerary of leaving Accra at some ungodly hour, like 5 or 6 a.m., so that you can make 11 stops in Central Region and then return back to Accra on the same day, y'all. This is a whole mess. It is tiring. To come from Accra to Central Region is about 3 hours. 3 hours. And then you're going to do all these activities and return the same day. Tour guides, y'all stop doing that. This makes people tired. They are just spent by the end of the day, okay? This also means that they're rushed. It gives them limited time to really experience and be fully present in the moment, whether they are going to one of the beaches or they're going to the park, or even if they are visiting one of the dungeons, okay? You're rushing their experience. Lastly, the problem is that it's a really difficult physical and emotional toll. And I'm going to talk more about the emotional toll in a minute. But physically, getting up, leaving by 5 or 6 a.m., driving 3 hours to stop one, driving another hour or two to another stop, getting something to eat, driving to another stop, to only take another 3 to 4 hours to return to Accra. You're driving like almost 8 hours in one day. The physical toll of that is too much. It's too much, right? So most of the time when people are coming to Central Region, they are going to one of the dungeons or castles, whichever your preference is to call it, Cape Coast or Elmina, and they're going to Kakum National Park, right? There are a lot of beaches also here in Cape Coast that are really beautiful and really nice, that you could go to. You could make a stop in, let's say, Kota Kraba Market, which is the largest market in the city. And another YouTuber that I met today, Hasi, she has a couple of videos on it, right? The market, learning, just going and experiencing the market. You don't even have to really learn nothing. Just going and experiencing the market, right? Kakum National Park, as well as the castles, they deserve more than an hour or two of your time. Listen, I am a proponent and a person who champions mindfulness. And it is very difficult to be present and in the moment when you're rushed through these experiences. Okay, y'all? to get the full breath of nature, to feel and intake that clean air at the park, right, is worthy of more than let's be here for a couple of hours and then move on to the next stop. All right? Now for this emotional impact that I was talking about. When visiting the Cape Coast Castle or the Elmina Castle, especially for African Americans, there is a high probability that you're going to have a lot of emotional turmoil going through this experience. It is a heavy weight for most people, not everybody, but for most people to experience as they go through one of these places, right? They should have the opportunity to process through these emotions, to be held in a safe space and a safe place to deal with the emotions that come up while visiting one of these places, right? I am urging tour guides to stop doing this. Stop making Cape Coast a one-day turnaround trip, right? If you want to do the trip because people want to come see the castles, come from Accra, go to Kakum, enjoy nature, let that be it for the day, right? Come on over to Cape Coast, spend the night, and then go to the castle the next day. That gives you some time, a few hours to decompress afterwards, walk around the town, see one of our local places and get something to eat, or even simply sit by the water and then return to Accra, right? I really, really want to encourage you all to slow down. This is not a hit it and quit it type of situation. This is serious business, and there's a lot of emotions that go with coming to these different spots. There's a huge toll on one's body traveling and being in motion for such a long time, okay? So my call to action is a couple. If you have been on a tour to come when you're in Ghana to Cape Coast and it's been a quick turnaround trip, how did that make you feel? I'd like to hear it. Put it in the comments. And if you have not, but you're interested in coming for a tour, what do you think about these quick turnaround tours? Do you want time to process? Or are you fine with, let me see it, get it over with, and go back? As a person who lives here, who is also African American, I'm encouraging you to slow down, be in the moment, give yourself time to process, and communicate this to those who are planning your trips so that you can do that when you come here. Galanda Vig, your emotional awareness coach. Take care.